Here's an example of something that people should scrutinize and a lot of people don't. A lot of people pick shit like this up and they fucking run with it, which means they're corrupting what reflects reality, because things like this are in place to corrupt what reflects reality. Here are a few things you could focus on. The aspect that it says, and it's a bad pun when I say aspect, but Neo-Vedic astrology, there's no reason you would do that. there's no good reason. Either way, you can look at this cover, and obviously this gal down the bottom left, she reminds me of the imagery associated with Pleiadians. So right away I thought, oh, this looks like dog shit. Then I read what I just highlighted up at the top. If you shuffle down to confirm what I just said, it's right here in the wording. Anything associated with that is quite literally propaganda in place to, if you want to simplify it, mislead and befuddle people in terms of it's rebranding and quite literally reshaping how we view the heavens. It's a corruption of Polaris. Now the galactic center is quite literally offset from Polaris, and people are repeating that Polaris isn't the fucking center of what you see when you look up in the night sky. And yet some of the same kids out there who have bought into this will talk about the fact that the stars haven't changed and it's like a pinwheel and blah, 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 blah. But this is, well, at the time, this was new. And this is still relatively new. In other words, this stuff's still being shopped around currently. If you look at the top, this was published back in, if I could highlight it, it's not doing it. Maybe it won't do it. I guess it won't do it if it's in this parameter right here, but 2004. So if you think about it, right now the year is 2024, so at least 20 years, this garbage has been circulated. It's a long time to condition people, to normalize people, to break them down, to make them pliable. It's a bad way to put it, but it's what's taking place. If you really look into this, this shit goes back to the 90s. This shit goes back to the early 80s. It's fucking terrifying. It's because it's a fucking agenda. The New Age movement is in place to pave the way for a one world religion, and aspects of the Wicca crap, same difference. And there are numerous facets to this. There are so many goddamn personalities associated with this agenda who act as, they functioned as, some of them are dead, but the content, as people would think of it, is still circulated. Controlled opposition assets, shopping around propaganda. And people today repost that garbage to the DARPA internet. Things like this should bother you. But most people don't have eyes to see, and they're not going to scrutinize things like this. Instead, they'll buy something like this, and they will repeat it verbatim. And shit you not. When I see something like this, the first thing it fucking makes me think of is every single kid on TikTok. I shit you not. Because what I'm complaining about in here, no, it doesn't have to just be Neo-Vedic, this, that, and the other thing. No, it doesn't just have to be the two words, Galactic Center, that I was complaining about. There are numerous propaganda campaigns, and they are circulated on fucking TikTok. And the kids on TikTok don't realize it. They think they're doing a good job. And I'm just picking on TikTok because it just went through, an orchestrated event in place to manipulate people, and it worked really well. It worked really well. Just consider how many people signed up for Red Note, how many people are shopping around shit, promoting communism, and the list goes on. You and I are surrounded by very, very stupid fucking people. That's the bottom line, but what the fuck do I know?